I see you. I know. Welcome on TikTok. Glad to have you. I know I'm late. I had some technical difficulties this week. But let's jump right into this thing. All right, and welcome to this week's Be About It podcast. Thank you always for joining. As always, I'm myself, CJ, and I'm running a little late this week. It has been a hellified week. Back to school happening, traffic picking up. It sucks. Seems like every time I try to get this thing going, I would constantly get, I need this, we need this, we need to do this, we got to go meet them, we got to do. It was utterly hell. This is my non-favorite part of the school year, is the beginning. Because there's so many things to do, so many things to buy, so many things to just, Y'all know what I'm talking about. Even students going back to school don't like it because they know it's going to be like, oh, here I'm going to meet my teachers. I don't like this teacher. I like this teacher. Don't like this teacher. Don't want to go to gym. Don't like the school lunch. This is crap. It's back to school and it is utter chaos. It won't settle down for another couple weeks, and I'm including the picking up and going down. So it's all kinds of horrible. So we'll see how that goes. But that's the reason I'm on a little late this week. So I got a few things to talk about. First thing being, I got three big topics for the day because I had an extra couple days to plan and something happened, so I had to get going. First one, I'm going to do my 10 favorite moments from the end of the Olympics. Yes, I actually watched some of them this week, or last week I should say, all the way down to the closing ceremony. I was impressed by a lot. I found some new likes and dislikes from the Olympics. But let's break it down with number 10. Drama. From the beginning. This Olympics had so much drama. It's like everybody found something to hate and they had to jump up and keep going. It was utter chaos. I was like, as far as just people saying what they felt, racial slurs, homophobic slurs. There was just all kinds of bull crap going on and on and on. This was crap. I mean, but from women's boxing to the Algerian boxer, I'm not going to try to mispronounce her name again. I did that last week. But she ended up winning the gold. Congratulations to her. She was born a biological woman. Now, I don't know why people are so hell-bent on saying that just because she was bigger, taller, and stronger than the other women. Yeah, sorry, just like men, there are some bigger. I can walk down to usually 2 blocks, and I'll find someone that could whoop my ass. So, come on. Yeah, they're just out there. Sorry. Deal with it. You got your ass. You took a hit. You didn't like it. You bowed out. The end. Done. But also the opening ceremony. It was, the more and more I see it, the more and more I'm not upset at it. It was one person's little view on it. They made it happen. It was in France. They had their little open, wellness. Let's involve everything, person, they, them, he, she, doesn't matter. Why not? I was like, just look at it. The music was good. A few things were stupid. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't like the whole thing. But I pick and choose what I like on that one. Now, as far as all the drama goes, let's go to number 9. The men's gymnastics. I have not been an Olympic fan. I am not going to try to pretend I have been all these years. And I watched it this year for one strict purpose. To make sure that I have a free range on the TV on Sundays for the next 20 weeks. Yes, football season is here. We have a little topic about that later, but we'll get to that. So I wanted to make sure, so I was letting the wife. So I was watching some things, and I was watching the men's gymnastics, and I'm seeing this thing, and I'm like, damn. I'm like, that hurt me looking at it, watching it. But these guys were making it look easy. It made you look like you can get out there and do it, but you couldn't. It makes it look like anybody could do this, but you can't. And I'm just like, man, I can't stretch that far. And y'all are just doing that with these. Yeah, I'm not having that one. We're done. But they took the first medal since 2008. Had a great performance. I really actually enjoyed watching that because you could see those guys, especially Frederick Flips, which is on TikTok, on Freddie Flips. Go check him out as well. You'll see what I mean. But their whole thing was just to promote and to get everybody engaged in the Olympics. So that was kind of a big thing, and I think they did. They at least got one person. So then you got number 8. Simone Biles returns to greatness. I don't care what you think of her, what happened last time the Olympics rolled around, but damn it, there's a reason why people call her the greatest gymnast, and she proved it once again, taking home, I think, 3 gold medals and a silver. Man, she is awesome, and she proved it. I mean, now she's a little tiny thing compared to everybody else, but man, she good. I can't even be mad at that. Now, number 7. Now, this one should go higher, but I rank it at 7 because of the expectations on it. Men's basketball winning gold and women's basketball winning gold. This is a sport nobody in this world should ever be better than us at. We are the best. It is our sport. It started here in America. Damn it, it should always reign supreme here in America. We have the best players in the world. There's no way anybody should ever beat us. But no, and you know, LeBron was there looking. Man, I ain't gonna lie, he looked a little old, all that great. But I can relate to him. But it was really Steph Curry that put us into the forward, put the gas down, and won the gold for him there at the end. Now, also, loved his shirt. That brings me to number 6. Steph Curry, after winning the gold medal, sporting the shirt says "Night Night" in French shirt. I don't know if you saw that, but man, that's like just like putting a lit over in French, and like putting a lit cigarette out on somebody. Man, that was mean. It was like, ouch. But you know what? Damn it, they're good. He earned the right to wear that shirt. So he came through at the end. I mean, it wasn't LeBron, it wasn't Kevin Durant, it wasn't any. It was Steph Curry. Steph Curry took it home for us. So I want to say thanks to him for putting out that, and thank you very much for wearing that shirt. I love the trash talk after the fact. If I may be the only one, I still am. Now, number 5, the celebrity turnout. There was a lot of celebrities here. And I'm not going to quote them all, but I'm going to get to the ones that I noticed. Tom Cruise, of course. Yeah, looking old as hell finally. I think it's like he aged like 30 years in the matter of seconds it took to get us off of CGI. So, but Tom Cruise out there, in movies looking like he's still in his 40s. He got on regular TV and he's looking like he's 75. And he's close to it, so, I mean, it's not nothing bad. But they had Jason and Kylie Kelsey. Yes, I was like, Jason, since he became not an Eagle, one of my favorite people. Bill Gates, and he looked like the neighbor next door that keeps complaining about the noise. I mean, he looked like everybody's old man next door. So, I mean, Bill Gates, come on. I mean, you're the richest person in the world. You can afford maybe a hat that doesn't have 18 wrinkles in it. I mean, come on. I mean, it looks like he just pulled it out. Maybe someone gave it to that and he was having a bad hair day, whatever it be. There's Charlize Theron in there. Steven Spielberg, Spike Lee, all the celebrities, former Olympians, Shaun White and Michael Phelps. Michael Phelps of swimming fame, Shaun White of snowboarding. Tony Hawk, man. I miss watching him compete, though. Tony Hawk, I mean, I grew up whenever he was just getting going. Skating was becoming a big thing, and I remember when skateboarding became part of the Olympics. Tony Hawk was really, I mean, just the guy. Kendall Jenner was there, looking fabulous and awesome. Let's just call it what it is. Zendaya, and there was tons of more there. I mean, there were celebrities out the wazoo. Yes, I neglected a couple for very good reason. I will get to that. That's later on down the list. Got to give me a moment. Let me wait. Now, number 4, women's volleyball. Because, yeah, I'm a guy. And, yeah, there's no need to go into detail on that one. It just, yeah. Number 3, the U.S. dominating in total medal count. And we tie China with the most gold, 40. Now, I'm a little upset we didn't win the most gold. Now, I'm a little... we could have got that one more, and we could have got it. We weren't that far. I mean, we were one bad decision away from not getting it. Now, but the U.S. cranked out the medals. We had a ton of them. And the 40 gold, to me, I think the Olympics should be measured on how many gold you get as a whole. And then, the country or the president, prime minister should get a trophy saying, yes, congratulations. In the event of a tie, we all get together and battle like the Colosseum gladiators of old. That'll never happen, but it would be awesome. So, but the U.S. completely dominated. The only ones close, China, France, believe it or not. Yeah, they showed up in bulk out there. So, but yeah, we did good. We did great. Now, number 2, Turkish shooter Yusuf Dikek. I hope I'm pronouncing it. Man, this guy comes out looking like he just dropped the kids off at daycare and he had to rush up there to shoot. Had his t-shirt on, had his regular glasses, hand in the pocket like he's all casual and crap. I mean, the guy looked like a dad that just, like, he was like, let's try this out. I mean, everybody else come up with the technology, the visors, the covering, everything. This guy comes up and he's just like, pew, pew. And he ends up taking home the silver with no help at all. Just him, hand in pocket, t-shirt, glasses. Definitely had to pick up the kids afterwards. Man, that was just greatness. I ain't gonna lie. That gives hope to the normal guys. So you have now before I get to number 1, let's go to honorable mentions. Honorable mentions. The pole vaulter whose pole cost him the gold. You see what I did there? See that? Yeah. That was like the worst way ever to lose a gold medal. And he managed to do it right at the Olympics. Man. And the other honorable mention, the Australian breakdancing. Now, breakdancing was new to the Olympics this year. And everybody has been ragging on the Australian breakdancer. She goes by Ray Gunn. She put together, it was her dance. It was that thing. There is no rules to breakdancing, but there is rules to the Olympics. They were looking for certain things. She did not rank the absolute worst, but because she met certain things. But she actually looked like the whole performance. It was nothing you would expect. Like me, I remember the 80s. So I remember breakdancing at its height. And no, that was not breakdancing. That was a dance. That might have been Lord of the Dance, but it was not breakdancing. That is just what it is. Sorry. And the amount of crap that she's been getting, her husband being the coach, her forming it and getting put on it, there's a lot of conspiracy thoughts. But you know what? For her to get up there and do what she did, it is what it is. It's not... she may not have been the best candidate. She may have been the best. She may have thought that she had it. Maybe that was her consolation prize for getting it all together. But because she was the one that's been pushing for breakdancing in the Olympics. So, and I think she's wrote a thesis, things like that, on the art of break. But whatever. Her dance, as silly as it was, was probably better than a lot of people could do. So I'm not going to rag on her too much, but yeah, I'm not going to let her get away with it either. So I'm hoping she picks up some better moves, or at least bows out and lets somebody talented go and do it. Now, the number 1 thing, my favorite thing from the Olympics. Are you ready? Drum roll, if you please. No, I do not have a drum roll machine. Snoop Dogg as a commentator. Man, that was the best part of the Olympics for me. He made every single thing he got involved, from talking about the tether ball to talking to tennis, talking everything. He made it better to me because he put a little fire. He didn't know what half of these events were, but even when he goes out there and he's talking to the horses, definitely scared of horses, Snoop Dogg is still being Snoop, and he's still out there making it entertaining, making it great. And to be honest, that was my favorite part of the Olympics. All of his commentary, his guesting, him and Martha Stewart, they're longtime friends. I was like, I don't know how that happened, but it happened. But he was my absolute favorite, and that's why I hope he's a staple among Olympics going further. And I'd love to see him do some Winter Olympics, because that would be even funnier. Because I don't know, I would never watch the Winter Olympics. But if I find out Snoop is going to do some commentary, I will be watching for nothing else but to see his commentary. So that is my top 10 favorite moments from the Olympics. And I'm going to take a quick second right now reboot, recharge, and then we're going to get going with a second one. I have some conspiracy stuff coming from over the pond. Let's talk about England when I come back. All right, and we are back. That was a fun little adventure down the Olympics memory road. But, I read this thing, and, to be honest, I see a lot of things on Twitter, Facebook, and I don't believe half of them. But this one, I had to dig in because I was curious if they were really that full of shit. Yep, I am talking about England. They have been arresting their own people for social media posts. And apparently, they have their eye set on American citizens. Didn't we already whoop that ass before, and they want to try to come across again? No, you're not gonna you may have different laws over there, but we have our freedom of speech here. Never gonna happen. And the day that the U.S. starts deporting their own citizens for extraditing them for criminal activities, that's a cord they don't want to pull, because that's the last thing in the world to not take care of your own citizens. Now, they're blaming the riots that have been going on, or at least saying they had something to do with social media posts spreading hate and violence. Man, that has been going on since as long as the internet has been happening. Have they just now discovered? I know they're all old over there in Parliament, but have they just now discovered the internet? Because I have been seeing that kind of crap. It's literally a whole thing. It's called cyberbullying. And there is a way to crack down on that. I mean, I see a lot of these. TikTok is great about them. If they even get a hint of things that where you're doing, they cancel that video, shut it down, and suspend. So why would you not want to just let the social networks do their job? That's kind of what they do, except for one. There's one out there that is, freedom of everything. Yes, I'm talking about X. That's my favorite one, actually. I like to get on there. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I get on there, do some serious talking. Sometimes I get on there and I'm just trolling people. They say something stupid and I call them on it, because that's kind of what I do. My show is all about opinions, so I give my opinions. Don't care about everybody else's. That's great. Thank you. I will listen to your opinion, and if you change my mind, that is on you. But if you don't have any hard feelings. Now, also, London's Metropolitan Police Chief says that will not only be cracking down on their own citizens, but on American citizens as well. Wow. I wonder how big this man's balls are, because he just bit off a lot more than he could chew. Nobody is. Now, I was like, I don't know how many Americans go to England every year, but now we can't post what we want. Can't go over there and make fun of things. Come on, that's kind of what we do. I was like, nobody likes Americans in England. I wonder why. Probably a couple of 100 years ago what happened, but enough on that one. Now, Elon Musk actually spoke of X a minute ago. He made some eyebrows raised when he responded on a video of someone allegedly arrested for offensive online comments by asking, is this Britain or the Soviet Union? That was kind of a big thing, because I don't think anybody wants to be compared to the Soviet Union. No country, at least. Let alone one that has actively been fighting with through MI6, Secret Service, all that good stuff, CIA, blah, blah, blah. But, that it kind of got on England's radar, and now they're upset at, Elon Musk probably do something stupid like cancel X in the whole of the country, just like other countries have done things, like TikTok is no longer available in India. Facebook's available everywhere because they pretty much set the standard on covering things. Everybody knows that. Then you have someone like Elon Musk who has more money than pretty much a good percent, 98% of the world. He doesn't care if he makes any friends. He is like, probably like, I got enough friends. But he decided to say that, and he gets active comments. I don't know, or him or his assistant or something. I don't know. I would like to think that he does it himself. But whenever he did that, it kind of raised some brows, hurt some feelings, and now they're upset at him. My takeaway from that whole thing is plain and simple. You run your country the way you want. Don't come to ours and tell us how to do things. If you're upset about the cyberbullying, hey, give your police officers more than a little stick to do some defending and arresting. I've seen 8 cops try to take down one person over there. Should it take 8 cops? Don't get me wrong. I mean, we got some bad ones over here, but, there's quite a few of our cops that could take down one person one-on-one. Like, if not, hey, give them a taser. I've seen the videos where they fall like a sack of potatoes. Why not? Come on, it's non-lethal. England, get in the 21st century. Give your police officers some voltage. Come on, it makes good YouTube. Yeah, I'm on YouTube as well. All right, now enough about England. I had to get my little say about them. Now I want to dive into some football, as promised earlier. Dallas Cowboys, or as I'm going to call them, the greatest 9-8 team to ever play this year, because that is what we are going to be turning into. It is what it is. It ain't any other way of saying this. Now, the little takeaways that I have from the first preseason game. Now, one, the defense looked good. Now, we weren't going against a full, Rams team, but it was still a good showing. 4 INTs, so we were there. I mean, the defense showed. But, we've always had it. We've had a good defense for the last few years. Just because we changed coordinators shouldn't be that bad of a change. Now, I don't expect it to be as good as it was last year or the year before, but I expect them to at least hold most teams down to 20 or less points. Hopefully I'm right on that. Number 2, Cooper Rush. He is pretty much their solid number 2. I do not see Trey Lance knocking him off of that pedestal. Cooper Rush, we are lucky we have him. He could probably go start for a couple teams out there. Now, even though he only did the first little series, and then Trey Lance come out and he finished the rest of the game. So they wanted to see what they have with Lance. Now that tells me a couple things. One, that they are really debating and kind of thinking, can this be a future quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys if they can't get a deal done with Dak? Because yes, he is one of 3 big contracts that we're going to have to renew here soon enough. So Cooper Rush, solid number 2 on that. Lance got the full because they want to see what he had just in case. And, I don't think we'll see Dak at all. Maybe the last game of the season, if that. And it will only be for 1 or 2 drives just to get him warm and make sure he can get some game time before the season starts. I would like to see, now I remember the old days where you saw, it was like clockwork. You see the first string quarterback for like first quarter, second string quarterback for like second quarter, then you had your third and fourth string, and they were all fine for a spot. Being part of a team did not mean you were a starter back, when I started watching the game. Now, let's talk about Lance. Since he played the majority of the game, he did not have a bad outing. Now, one thing positive I do want to say about him, no INTs, no interceptions thrown, unlike the other quarterback that threw 4. I was like, Lance, he didn't have it bad, though. He went 25 for 41, 188 yards. Now, that is not a high number of passing, in my opinion. I think I would have hoped he would have got to that 250 mark. That's where I was but that gets me to the next point, but I'm not going to skip ahead just yet. He did some great things with his legs. He showed us how he could run. So he can still get things done. Now, I'm sorry, Dak, he used to be a mobile quarterback. He is done now. If it was me, I would start incorporating Lance into like a wishbone offense, a T offense, somewhere where you can get him in the back where he could be a dual threat, pitch it to him, pass. That would make more sense to me because he can actually use them legs that Dak can't. Or make it to where he's going to run, do a pitch option. It would be a great way to utilize him. And they wouldn't be the first when the Saints did it. When they had, what's his name, and the other dude. Nobody remembers them. They're the Aints. Come on. But the McCarthy spoke highly of him, said he needs some work. And he should. That was the first time he'd seen the field in a year. And now, how he's going to progress, I think we'll see more this weekend, how he's going to do, and I think they're going to give the ball to him more and run it and let him go with it. I don't see them taking him out. They want to know what they have in Lance and if they need to go find someone else, because Cooper Rush will probably go see if he can't get a starting job, or maybe find a team where he could back up a star quarterback that will more than likely get injured and he could get a bigger contract. Who knows? Cooper Rush, if he sticks around another year, or signs another contract for the Cowboys, I will be surprised. Now, I'm actually really excited to see Lance. I've been wanting to see Lance for about a year. So we will see more of him this weekend. Now, number 4. This is the big one. We didn't have a lot of our receivers out there, mainly CeeDee Lamb, the continued holdout of the Dallas Cowboys. Now, I've already spoke my 2 cents about Lamb. I think he will destroy the future of the Cowboys unless he accepts a deal that's perfect. But he's going to get paid. Sorry. That is just the way the NFL works now. The days of player taking a pay cut for other players' sake is over. And he's lucky that Jerry's the GM, then not me, because what I would have done, I would have traded him and got me a couple first-rounders and a good, decent receiver. Because the market is high on CeeDee Lamb, and there is 31 teams out there that would happily take him, and they would happily give you whatever you like, at least 2 number ones and a good receiver. Not their number 1 receiver, but they will give you a good second receiver. So why not take advantage of that? And we'll have a couple number 1 draft picks coming up to us. So, but that's what I would do now. But it did show nothing else how much CeeDee Lamb, if they're going to sign him, they need to go ahead and get it done because he is needed. The receivers weren't getting it done. I think now Trey Lance did throw some bad passes, but a lot of that could have been drops and could have been caughts. But yeah, we need our star receiver back out there. And Jerry tweets. Let me see if I can't do this in a Jerry Jones voice. I don't have any urgency to get it done. When he was talking about CD quotes, that wasn't that bad. CD quotes and adds an LOL. And then Parson retweets it. So you just had 2 of your star players basically just say, yeah, whatever. Right. Whenever Jerry Jones was saying, I am in no urgency to get it done. Talking about the contract extension for CeeDee Lamb. And he should, because I would hate to see CeeDee Lamb go out there cold. Now, here's where I got a problem with CeeDee is because he's still under contract for another year, just like Dak, but Dak's out there. Just like Micah, but Micah's out there. So why is CeeDee feeling he is better? It's because of the contract signed by Vikings receiver Justin Jefferson. He set the bar at 110 guaranteed, 180 total, as like with incentives and things like that. So CeeDee's wanting to get his portion of it, and I don't blame CeeDee for that at all. You got to get paid. Your place as a quarterback or as an NFL player, you do have an expiration date, especially wide receivers, running backs, short expiration dates because you take all the hits. So I'm not upset at CeeDee wanting to get paid. I'm upset for Jerry not paying him sooner. So we could have had this figured out and gone. And if Jerry would actually, yes, Jerry is probably the greatest owner / businessman in the NFL. But what that translates to is he cares more about what the team is worth than what the team can do. Because if you hire an actual football mind, GM, he would already had deals done. Or she. There's some women out there with a great football mind. So after the CeeDee quote and after the game, Jerry comes out. And now I understand completely. And against, you're anxious about someone saying anything about whether you missed or not. Well, CeeDee, you're missed. Okay? Sorry, that was my best Jerry impression I could do. But yeah, basically comes out and says, yes, CeeDee Lamb, you're missed. And and this was on the pregame show prior to the preseason opener against the Rams. So, yeah, Jerry sees it. Jerry wants CD out there, but they got to come to a deal. But it's also got to be a deal that's beneficial for everybody because, remember, we got Dak. We got Micah coming up. Who do you pay? You have 3 players, 3-star, A-plus caliber players. My opinion, I pay CD and I pay Micah. The reason for that is if you have a great receiver like CD Lamb, you can find a good quarterback to throw to him. If you have a leader on defense, then your defense will always be strong. Dak is a great quarterback with great numbers, comparable to Patrick Mahomes. But why, if the numbers are so alike, is Patrick winning Super Bowls and Dak not? That's an inner question. That's what you really got to ask yourself. And only Dak can answer that. Maybe he answers it this season, maybe he doesn't. But if Dak comes out and gets us to the NFC Championship game, he's going to get a contract extension over Micah. If he does not, and we're out in the first round or not even make the playoffs, Dak is going to be on the short bus with Mike McCarthy, and they're probably going to be run out of town by Jerry Jones because that is really what's on the plate for this year for Dak. So we got all the fun stuff, got everything out. I know I had some things to get off my chest today. Oh man. Whew, I feel better. How about y'all? Man. And always, if you haven't already went to check out the website, www.beaboutitpodcast.com. Update it weekly, sometimes daily. If I find something funny, I throw it on there. So I want to share my laugh and happiness with everybody else. So go check it out. You'll see a little bit about my past, where we started. If you go to follow the podcast on Spotify, iHeart, iTunes podcast, or iPodcast, I'm on all of them, as well as Podbean. So you can always find me any which avenue you want to do, and you can even go back to the very first one where I sounded like a jackass. Yes, jackass. I was not great, but I've gotten better. And I will continue to get better and do more and more and more. And until then, I'm going to keep talking about it. Y'all be about it. Or in short, don't talk, be about it. Y'all have a great one. Thank you very much for tuning in. And of course, have a great week. We will see you right on time this Sunday. No late on TikTok. And next Tuesday on everything else. Thank you very much. Have a great one.